Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty. Audio descriptive text. This video is an audio description of the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty guide. The guide sets out some key information about the area and its history. The guide contains a map on one side and information on the other. It is normally folded down to 12 separate sides. The recording was produced by Direct Access on behalf of Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust. The Trust is a charity devoted to protecting and enhancing the unique heritage of the Causeway Coast and Glens area. My name is Seamus O'Hara. This recording was done on the 13th of March 2021. Contents. 1. A place of exceptional beauty. 2. Natural heritage. 3. Geology. 4. Flora and fauna. 5. People and places. 6. Designated natural heritage sites. 7. The 9 Glens of Antrim. 8. Archaeology. 9. How to get there and around. 10. Leave no trace. 11. Visitor information. 12. Further information. 13. With thanks to our funders. One. A place of exceptional beauty. Welcome to the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty. This region has some of the most beautiful and varied scenery in Northern Ireland, as well as exploring its rich natural, cultural and built heritage. You will be able to discover the many fascinating geological features that give the Antrim Coast and Glens its unique character. The special landscapes that make up the Antrim Coast and Glens area are of national importance, and it has been recognised as an area of outstanding natural beauty. The award of Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty is designed to preserve and enhance this wonderful area so that it can be enjoyed by present and future generations. 2. Natural heritage. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty comprises of more than 724 square kilometres of rugged coastline and spectacular glens on the north-eastern shoulder of Northern Ireland. It stretches from the towns of Larne to Ballycastle, taking in the glens of Antrim and Rathlin Island, Northern Ireland's only inhabited island. It contains a range of stunning sights, from pretty coastal villages, deep valleys and spectacular cliffs, to wild upland bogs and rugged farmland. Many of its people share a rich cultural legacy with nearby Scotland. In the 5th to 7th centuries, this area lay within the ancient kingdom of Dalriada, spelt D-A-L, then R-I-A-D-A, which encompassed much of Scotland's west coast. The Antrim Plateau dominates the area, rising to over 500 metres at its highest points. The plateau was formed some 60 million years ago, when successive eruptions of lava cooled to form layers of basalt rock. But even this hard substrate could not withstand the erosive effects of ice. Around 20,000 years ago, huge ice sheets gouged out the deep valleys which formed the famous 9 Glens of Antrim. Patterns of settlement stretch back to the Mesolithic period. Ancient tombs dot the landscape, and in the 5th century, St. Patrick tended sheep on these uplands as a young slave farmer. Ancient castles stand on hill and shore, reminders of a time when the MacDonalds were the most powerful clan in North Antrim. Notorious highwaymen once targeted travellers on the old high roads. No wonder most people preferred to journey by boat. Change came in the mid-1800s when the Antrim Coast Road was built. Clinging to the narrow strip of coastline between sea and high cliffs, it now offers one of the world's top road journeys. Every corner reveals the most amazing scenery of unspoilt beaches, charming villages, historic castles, graveyards and harbours. 3. Geology. What lies beneath? For what is quite a small area of land, the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty has an extremely diverse range of rocks and landscapes. The oldest rocks formed about 650 million years ago when the ocean covered what is now the island of Ireland. Sedimentary rocks such as limestone were laid down during periods of immersion. Movement of the Earth's crust pushed this land northwards and upwards. Therefore, about 400 million years ago, the north of Ireland was part of a mountain range that was larger and higher than today's Himalayas. The climate at that time was hot and dry, and the mountains gradually eroded down, their weathered remains forming the conglomerate and sandstone deposits which can be seen at Cushendun. Land of Fire. This area experienced truly explosive conditions during a period of volcanic activity that began some 55 to 66 million years ago. Vast lava flows formed the Antrim Plateau that stretches from the North Antrim coast to Cave Hill, just north of Belfast, and as far west as Benevena Mountain, Limavady. These hard basalt layers capped and partially baked the softer rocks, preserving them. Along the Antrim Coast Road, basalt can be seen overlying limestone layers. The Big Freeze. The most spectacular environmental event in recent geological time was the last ice age, which peaked around 21,000 years ago and ended around 11,500 years ago. At its height, a huge mass of ice, thousands of meters thick, covered this area. Its slow, grinding movements created some of the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty's most distinctive landscape features, such as the U-shaped valleys of the 9 glens of Antrim. As the ice melted and retreated, sea levels rose. The reduced weight of ice on top of the land caused it to rebound upwards, leaving a series of raised beaches above the level of the coastline. Classic examples of these can be found at South Bay near Carnlough. In fact, the coast road is built on these raised beaches. Today's landscape. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty's geology has created some wonderfully diverse landscapes. Slemish Mountain, an old volcanic plug, is a distinctive landmark on the Antrim Plateau, while at the coast, broad sweeping bays are punctuated by striking headlands reaching out into the North Channel, including Fairhead, Garran Point and Torhead. 4. Flora and fauna. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty contains an amazingly diverse range of habitat types, including woodland, grassland, bog, heathland, peatland, wetland, coastal and marine areas. These in turn support a huge number and variety of plants and animals. Rathlin. Robert the Bruce took refuge in a cave on Rathlin Island in 1306, but nowadays about 250,000 birds nest here each year, many returning to the 70-metre high cliffs to nest. Around 20,000 visitors come each year to see the Atlantic puffins, common guillemots, razorbills, fulmars and kittiwakes that fill the air and line the cliffs. May, June and July are the best times to see the breeding birds. Islanders used to abseil down these cliffs to collect birds' eggs, but these birds are now protected. The Irish hare prospers on Rathlin, including the rare golden hare, which has a genetic mutation giving it a golden coat and blue eyes. The deep blue sea. The coastline and waters are alive with marine life. Whales, dolphins and porpoises are regular visitors, while common and grey seals breed in the rocky coves and caves. Basking sharks are frequent visitors too, feeding in the plankton-rich waters of the North Channel. Under the waves around Rathlin, the diverse geological features and nutrient-rich seas support a wide diversity of marine life. The reefs and sea caves are of particular note, as are the array of sponges and corals they support, some found nowhere else in the world. Moving inland. The slopes of the Glens of Antrim provide a home for many species. Red squirrels thrive in the safe refuges of the forests and woods of the glens, such as Crega, Glenarm and Straight Killy. The deciduous woods of the glens are home to summer migrant birds such as blackcap, spotted flycatcher and the rare wood warbler, and have recently been colonised by great spotted woodpeckers. Overhead, buzzards circle in the thermals while peregrine falcons dive bomb for the prey at over 200 miles per hour. The small spate of rivers of the glens still get runs of Atlantic salmon and sea trout. The uplands. The animals and plants that inhabit the harsh, exposed bogs of the Antrim Plateau are well adapted to its conditions. Red grouse, snipe and curlew nest in its patchwork of heath and grassland. The Antrim Hills are also a stronghold for the majestic hen harrier, which needs large areas of open habitat to hunt its prey of small birds and mammals. Grasslands. Modern intensive farming has had a dramatic impact on traditional grasslands. Fortunately, in some areas, wildflower meadows have been preserved, which support a rich and diverse assemblage of plants, including wood crane's bill, pyramidal bugle, great burnet spelt Burnet, and meadow crane's bill. The area is also home to one of Northern Ireland's rarest grasses, tor grass. Five, people and places. The Scottish connection. The Antrim coast and glens has long had close connections with Scotland. As early as the 5th to 7th centuries, this area lay within the ancient kingdom of Dalriada, spelt D-A-L, then R-I-A-D-A. Centred around the west coast of Scotland, it included most of the north coast of County Antrim. Settled by lowland Scots Presbyterians throughout the 17th century, the Scottish influence is still evident in the language, place names, music and dance of the area. Throughout the 19th century and early 20th century, villages along this coastline grew from small ports into important industrial hubs, exploiting the natural resources of the sea and land. Exporting a wealth of limestone, basalt, iron ore, timber and fish to markets in Scotland and beyond. Glenarm. The ancient village of Glenarm nestles at the foot of Glenarm Glen, first of the 9 glens of Antrim. Throughout its long history, Glenarm has been a Norman stronghold, the power base for Irish warlords and one of the most important ports in Ireland. There has been a castle in Glenarm as far back as 1270, and perhaps even earlier. The present Glenarm Castle dates to 1636, when Sir Randall MacDonald built his first stronghold on the site. His descendants still live in the castle. Ballycastle. Sitting at the mouth of the Margie River, Ballycastle looks straight out across the sea to Rathlin Island. To the east, it is bordered by the magnificent Fair Head, and behind it rises the imposing Knocklade Mountain. Its name comes from the Irish Bally and Castle, meaning town of the castle, possibly built around 1620 by the MacDonalds. The town is famous for the old Lammas Fair, held in August every year, which dates back to the 17th century. Just outside the town lies the 13th century Franciscan friary at Bonammargay. Mention it to any local and talk will turn to Julia McQuillan, the Black Nun, who lived and died there in the 1600s. She prophesied many events, some of which have come true, others not yet. Carnlough. Carnlough means the place of cairns in Irish. It is located at the bottom of Glen and is the second of the 9 glens of Antrim. The village was once a major exporter of limestone, with a railway that brought the stone from quarries in the hills down to the harbour. Much of the town, including the harbour, was built using this limestone. Nowadays it is famous for its hotel, the Londonderry Arms, built as a coaching inn in 1848 and later bequeathed to Sir Winston Churchill. Cushendall. Cushendall is the meeting point for 3 of the 9 glens of Antrim, Glenanne, Glenballyyemen and Glencorp. The Curfew Tower is the central focus of the town. It was built by Francis Turnley in 1817 to confine riotous prisoners. Dan McBride, a retired soldier, was given the job of permanent guard and was well armed with 1 musket, a bayonet, a brace of pistols and a ferocious pike almost 4 metres long. Cushendun. Cushendun village was built at the mouth of the River Dun and it sits on the glacial outflows of Glendun and Glencorp. It has been a crossing point between Ireland and Scotland for many centuries. A ferry ran between here and the Mull of Kintyre, 15 miles across the North Channel, from 1709 until 1803. In 1912, Lord Cushendun commissioned the architect Clough Williams Ellis to design the village square. The delightful whitewashed cottages with hanging slates on the first story were built in 1923. Education, education, education. The coast road is packed with hidden gems, if you know where to look. Between Waterfoot Village and Red Bay Pier, there are spectacular red sandstone caves eroded by the sea. In the 18th and early 19th centuries, remote areas like the Antrim coast and Glens had no teachers, and the national school system had not yet started. So, children were taught by learned men who set themselves up as hedge teachers. One of these caves was used as a schoolroom, and among its students was Dr. James McConnell. He was the co-founder of the Belfast Medical School, which went on to become the world-renowned Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. Six. Designated Natural Heritage Sites. Ramsar Site, spelt R-A-M-S-A-R, Garran Plateau, is the largest area of intact blanket bog in Northern Ireland. It supports a number of rare and notable plants and animals, including golden plover, spelt P-L-O-V-E-R, merlin, hen harrier, and Northern Ireland's only population of marsh saxifrage, spelt S-A-X-I-F-R-A-G-E. It has been designated a Ramsar Site, a citation which recognises it as a wetland of international importance. Although they do not know it, the 250,000 nesting seabirds in Rathlin occupy a very significant place of sanctuary. It is one of only 2 special protection areas within the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty, and as such it enjoys European level protection for its importance as a breeding place for seabirds. The red-listed hen harriers of the Antrim Hills have also been afforded the same protection to safeguard this threatened raptor. The term special areas of conservation is applied to animals, plants and habitats of international importance that are under serious threat and that have been given greater protection under European legislation. Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty has 5 special areas of conservation. These are Garran Plateau with an intact blanket bog, Rathlin Island, a breeding place for seabirds. Breen Wood is one of the best examples of old sessile oak woods in Northern Ireland. Red Bay with its underwater sandbanks, and the Maidens with its underwater sandbanks and reefs. Other sites of interest. In addition, 5 sites within Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty have been designated as nature reserves, and the Northern Ireland Environment Agency has assigned the term areas of special scientific interest to 37 other sites. A further 2 marine sites have been protected as marine conservation zones. Rathlin Marine Conservation Zone with a deep sea bed, black guillemot and geomorphological features indicating past change in relative sea level. Waterfoot Marine Conservation Zone with flowering seagrass or Zostera marina spelt Zostera on subtidal sand. These designations demonstrate the importance of the area both nationally and internationally. Seven, the 9 Glens of Antrim. Like many other sites within the areas of outstanding natural beauty, the place names are derived from Irish and often provide a link with how the area was used in the past. Roughly translated, they mean the following. Glenarm is the glen of the army. Glencloy is the glen of the hedges. Glenariff is the arable glen. Glenballyeamon is Edward's town glen. Glenanne is the glen of the coat's foot. Glencorp is the glen of the slaughtered. Glendun is the glen of the Brown River. Glenchesque is the glen of the reeds or sages. Glentazey is the glen of the Princess Tazy of the Bright Sides. Eight, archaeology. The ancient past. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty has a long settlement history. Archaeologists have uncovered Mesolithic settlements from around 7000 BC. Neolithic axe factories from around 4000 BC have been discovered at Tivbulia and Brockley on the west of Rathlin, where people worked flint and porcelainite into tools and weapons. These were traded around Britain and Ireland, with some discovered as far away as Greece. Tombs are widespread, such as the Carranmore Passage tomb near Torhead. Sites from the Bronze Age. 2500 to 500 BC lie scattered over the landscape. Knockdhu Fort consists of a series of massive earthworks with 3 banks and ditches running for 300 metres, revealing the work of a sophisticated society. Lurrigeathan Mountain, which towers over Cushendall, hosts one of the most spectacularly situated Iron Age, 300 BC to 400 AD, promontory forts in Ireland. It encloses 12 hectares of the mountain with a series of banks and ditches and contains the remains of what are thought to be sunken houses. Early Christian to early modern Ireland. In the early Christian period, nobles lived in fortified dwellings called raths and cashels, such as Altagore Cashel near Cushendun. During the medieval period, monuments such as Bonamargee Friary and Bruce's Castle on Rathlin Island were built. Ballygally Castle was built in Scottish baronial style in 1625 by James Shaw, a Scot who had come to Ireland in 1606 to find his fortune. The castle has its own ghost room in one of the top corner turrets overlooking the Irish Sea. Nine, how to get there and around. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty is situated in the northeastern corner of Northern Ireland and within 1 hour's drive from Belfast International, George Best Belfast City and City of Derry airports. Ferry access is available to Larne and Belfast from Scotland, and there is also a ferry service between Ballycastle and Rathlin Island. Ballymena, Ballymoney and Larne are part of the Northern Ireland rail network, and the area of outstanding natural beauty is accessible by bus from each of these towns. In summer, the Antrim coaster bus service operates regularly between Larne and Ballycastle. Cyclists can use the Sustrans National Cycle Routes 93 and 97. For walkers, the area of outstanding natural beauty includes the Moyle Way, running from Ballycastle to Glenara Forest Park, and the Antrim Hills Way, running from Glenarm to Slemish Mountain. For more information on the waymarked ways in Northern Ireland, please visit www.walkni.com. The Causeway coastal route covers the 80 miles of coastline across 2 counties and passes through 2 other areas of outstanding natural beauty. Getting out and about. The Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty is packed with wonderful sights to see and amazing activities. Here are just some of the things you can enjoy when you're out and about. Visit a forest. There are plenty to choose from, including Glenara Forest Park, Straight Killy, Glenarm and Ballypatrick. Keep your eyes open, you might spot a red squirrel. Drive the Causeway Coast Road and be sure to take the optional route to Torhead. Be aware that the road is extremely narrow and travels along precariously high cliffs, but you will be richly rewarded by the rugged coastline and stunning views over to the Mull of Kintyre, the Scottish Isles of Jura and Islay and the peaks of Arran. Take the ferry from Ballycastle to Rathlin Island and join the 20,000 other visitors who go there every year to see its stunning array of birds. Put on your hiking boots and follow one of the many waymarked paths that you take into the heart of this beautiful region. If you're a taphophile, that is, if you have an interest in old cemeteries, then the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty is a delight, with many old churchyards and headstones dating back to the 17th century. The Lade Church outside Cushendall is a fine example. Try something new: sailing, fishing, photography, rock climbing, horse riding. There are countless opportunities. Ten. Leave no trace. In order to minimize your social and environmental impacts on the outdoors, please follow the principles of Leave No Trace. Leave No Trace is an outdoor ethics educational program designed to promote and inspire responsible outdoor recreation through education, research and partnerships. Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust supports the 7 principles of Leave No Trace. 1. Plan ahead and prepare. 2. Be considerate of others. 3. Respect farm animals and wildlife. 4. Travel and camp on durable ground, only in designated camping areas. 5. Leave what you find. 6. Dispose of waste properly. 7. Minimize the effects of fire. For more information, please visit www.leavenotraceireland.org. Practicing a Leave No Trace ethic is very simple. Make it hard for others to see or hear you and leave no trace of your visit. (11) Visitor information. For visitor information, go to discovernorthernireland.com. 12. Further information. For more information on the Antrim Coast and Glens area of outstanding natural beauty, contact Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust at the Old Bank, 27 Main Street, Armoy, County Antrim, BT 538SL. Telephone 028 2075 2100. Email info@ccght.org. Website www.ccght.org. Find us on Facebook and Twitter. "13. With thanks to our funders." This video is part of Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust's ongoing work to promote the special qualities and heritage of our protected landscapes. The publication and further information can be found at ccght.org. Follow us on Facebook at Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust or Twitter at ccght. The following logos are on the screen. Causeway Coast and Glens Heritage Trust in red with 2 ferns. Antrim Coast and Glens Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty logo, illustrating cliffs by the sea. Benevena Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty logo, featuring a building on a cliff face. Causeway Coast Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty logo, featuring a duck on the coast. We are grateful to our funders who are Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs logo, Northern Ireland Environment Agency logo with the E illustrating land, sky and sea, Causeway Coast and Glens Borough Council logo, Mid and East Antrim Borough Council logo, Tourism Northern Ireland logo with a red and white shamrock on a green background. With special thanks to Department for Communities logo in English, Irish and Ulster Scots, Heritage Fund logo illustrating fingers crossed. This marks the end of this recording. Thank you.